It's Milwaukee's Hometown Morning Show on KLH.
It's time to welcome in former Detroit Lions All-Pro, turned color commentator, Lomas Brown, who's going to tell us how the Packers can beat the Lions. Right, Lomas? No?
Wasn't that funny?
Yeah. How are you all? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Same. What do you got planned for Thanksgiving before we start talking football?
Well, just a little game ahead of the time that I have to talk about, and then I'm going to a restaurant. My wife is a flight attendant. She's working on that day, so I figured I'll take the cooking off the table for her, and I'll let somebody else do it.
Well, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah. What kind of restaurant you going to?
Oh, it's called the Capitol Grill. Do you guys have one there?
We do.
Capitol Grill? Yeah,
Yep.
There you go. So I'll be seated at a Capitol Grill on Thursday after the game.
Nice big hunk of steak then for Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah, sounds good. And I'm going to top it off with some of that coconut cream cake pie that they have there, too. So you know a big fella has to have his desserts, too.
Yeah, it's funny. We were talking about pies yesterday, and I guess now in certain states of the union, pumpkin pie has been eclipsed by other favorite pies, like apple pie here in Wisconsin. So your favorite is the coconut cream, huh?
Well, I'm not a big pumpkin pie guy. I love sweet potato pie. Now, that's my favorite out of all of them. Just never been a big pumpkin pie guy.
Mm-hmm.
Me either. I'm with you.
Yeah, me too. I don't like the pumpkin pie either. So we got all that working. So, it's funny. We were talking about the UConn basketball team. Their coach, Dan Hurley, is forbidding his players to have early Thanksgiving because of the tryptophan that puts you to sleep with the turkey. Have you ever heard of that? Do you get that kind of sensation after you eat turkey?
Oh, yeah. I do find myself dozing off after I have a large turkey dinner. Yes, sir.
Well, can you sneak Jahmyr Gibbs a little extra tryptophan? Like, what? How do we stop this guy?
Hey, I tell you what, man, it's been exciting over these last 3 years to watch his growth. And he is just getting better and better. And I don't say each and every game. It seems like he gets better and better each and every quarter. His vision is coming alive. The way he's able to run between the tackle, I think, surprises a lot of people with the power he has. And, of course, that speed is unlike anything I've seen. So he's right now a complete back, 11 catches versus the Giants, plus the 100 and some odd yards on the ground. So he's become a complete weapon for us. And Dan Campbell has kind of unleashed him and using him often in our offense. So he's been our biggest weapon. And I think we're going to continue to ride his shoulders the rest of this season.
We're talking to our enemy, Lomas Brown, the color commentator for the Detroit Lions on 96.5 WKLH.
Well, are you surprised at how well Dan Campbell has done? Because when he started, he wasn't that great, and he was talking about breaking kneecaps and all kinds of things. But I mean, he's really proven himself, I think, as a coach.
He has, and see, a lot of people forget that before Ben Johnson became what he was, that was Dan's offense, Dan Campbell's offense. Ben was running. Ben just had to sit back a little bit, know how Dan Campbell wanted the offense run, and, Ben Johnson took it to another level. I think you're seeing the same thing now with our offensive coordinator, John Morton. Dan took the play calling duties away from him. He just wants to show him how he wants this offense to look, the feel of this offense. And I'm quite sure he's going to hand it back over to him because it's a lot of responsibility on your head coach to call plays and run a football team. But it's just been remarkable, like you say, how Dan started off from his press conference to where he has these guys playing at and to where he has this organization at. It's remarkable to me. The most remarkable stat is that we never lose 2 games in a row. To me, how he has these guys being so resilient and never out of the games, that's the thing that I think not only has he taken hold of, but I think the Detroit community has taken hold of that also.
Lomas, I'd like to remind you of a date not too far back. It was September 7th of this year, week 1 of the NFL season. I believe the score was 27-13, where the Green Bay Packers took down Detroit.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you, what is different about your Detroit Lions this time around as opposed to week 1?
Well, I mean, again, we played a number of games since that game. Actually, if you look at those first games, I call those almost like preseason games because none of the teams seem like they playing preseason. So, those early season games, I almost call those like preseason games. I think our team is a lot more resilient. I think our execution has gotten a lot better since that first game of the season versus the Green Bay Packers. The offensive line is still kind of a question mark. But I think now we kind of established the run game, and we weren't able to run the ball against you guys. And as you all know, as for our team, we have to establish the run. That feeds everything else that Jared Goff and the offense does. So I think being able to run the ball has come along. And our defense, I mean, Calvin Shepard has done a great job with his defense, even though it seemed like week to week we're shuffling different guys, especially in our secondary back out there. But I think he's done a remarkable job, and I think our defense is much improved since the first game of the season.
That's coincidental. I think our defense has actually improved since then as well, Lomas.
Well, I look, we know, I think, because I'm kind of dismissing those guys in Illinois, but I think it's going to come down to either us or you guys for this division. Like I say, I think Chicago, they had an easy schedule. I think they get the gauntlet of their schedule coming up, so we're going to truly see what type of team they have. But to me, this game comes down to who's going to win the division on Thursday, either the Green Bay Packers or the Detroit Lions.
So, Lomas, when you played, what was it like playing on Thanksgiving or maybe sometimes on Christmas Day? What was your experience? Did you like it or not?
I liked it. I mean, again, because you're the only team pretty much where they've added more Thanksgiving Day games. But we used to be one of two teams that played on that day. The whole national audience gets the opportunity to watch you play on such a special day. It was always at home for us, so we always enjoyed being in the comforts of the Silverdome, enclosed, 70-degree temperatures. So I always loved that. But again, a lot of times when you get in these rival games or you're playing against divisional foes like that, it seems to bring the best out of you. And that's all you want to do is have a good game, or you want to see or be a part of a good game. And that's what Thanksgiving's kind of meant to us. Wayne Fonts, my coach, used to always make an emphasis. You can lose every game during that season, but he always made an emphasis that he wanted us to win on Thanksgiving Day because it was such a tradition here in Detroit.
Well, I think there were some seasons where Wayne Fonts literally only won on Thanksgiving.
Not because of Lomas, though. Lomas did his job.
Hey, well, we tried to, and I had that little fella, number 20, the little big fella, as I call him now. I had that little fella behind me. He helped us win a lot of games, too, back in the day.
Yep. Lomas, I have fond memories of the Silverdome. I played pro soccer for 3 years before I got into radio, and my very first game was in the Silverdome against the Detroit Express soccer team.
So, it was basically like playing on the parking lot with a little carpet on top of it, man. I tell people, I left DNA on that field every Sunday, man. It was a hard surface to play on, a little smoky at times because people were allowed to smoke back in the day, a little air pressure going on back there. A lot of things went on back in the day at the Pontiac Silverdome.
But big improvements to Ford Field, right?
Oh, my goodness, man. Those like the creature comforts of the NFL at Ford Field. I mean, you're playing on carpet. It's just nice to be able to play in a modern field compared to what we used to play in. Right,
for sure. Well, Lomas, best of luck. Enjoy the coconut cream pie.
And the steak.
Because those are going to be the best, tastiest things ever after a loss by your Lions.
It'll be comfort food, that's for sure.
Well, I'll need it. Hopefully I'll be sending comfort food your all's way too. So hopefully we'll have a good game on Thanksgiving. I appreciate you guys having me on.
That's Lomas Brown, the all-pro lineman for the Lions turned color commentator, our sworn enemy this week here on KLH.
You're listening to Milwaukee's Hometown Morning Show on 96.5 WKLH.